negotiations for diplomacy. And while we honestly feel for the people of Europe that this incredibly traumatic war has now been going on for a year, it brings back memories of World War II. Given our experience in the past, given that we too were once the most allied outside of NATO, that we were part of the forever war, the longest war that NATO has ever fought in, and that we saw at the start, and for a large chunk of that war, the Western world, the international community's perspective was that the only good Talib is a dead Talib, and they would never abandon the women of Afghanistan. In 2002, the Taliban had offered to surrender, and an arrogant world can negotiate and discuss the terms. But an arrogant world said no. They were not ready for dialogue. When they were forced into a dialogue so many decades on, the manner in which that withdrawal took place, the consequences of it are still being faced to this day. So our message to our European friends is to learn from our experience, that absolutely guard your national interests, to absolutely guard against violations of international law and violations of sovereignty. But don't turn your back to diplomacy. Don't turn your back to peace. Ultimately, all conflicts are resolved around the negotiating table. And whether it is in another year, or in 10 years, or in 100 years, that conversation is going to have to take place. And I am hopeful that young leaders, the Foreign Minister of Hungary, will continue to provide that voice for reason in Europe, and countries like Pakistan will continue to advocate for dialogue and diplomacy in the pursuit of peace, to warn against the beating of the drums of war, whether it is here in Europe or in our neighborhood in the Indo-Pacific. This is a time, a moment for humanity to unite and face the challenges, the collective challenges that we face. We faced a once-in-a-100-year pandemic. We faced a climate catastrophe in Pakistan, and unfortunately we're not alone. The climate catastrophe is taking place all across the world. The only solution is for us to work together across geopolitical divides, rise above the conflicts of man, and tackle the challenges faced by mankind. I look forward to the day that we can return to a world of cooperation and end the silliness of conflict. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Mr.
افغانستان میں قیام امن کے لیے عالمی برادری اپنا کردار ادا کرے. پاکستان اس سلسلے میں اپنا کردار پوری ذمہ داری سے ادا کر رہا ہے. مذاکرات اور باہمی گفت و شنید سے ہی مسائل کا حل ممکن ہے. دہشت گردی اور انتہا پسندی کے خاتمے کے لیے ہر ممکنہ وسائل بروئے کار لائیں گے. امن و امان کے قیام کو ہر صورت یقینی بنایا جائے گا. وزیر خارجہ